In regards to the topic of Chanukah Samizbeach, which is mentioned in this week's Parsha, there is a few interesting lessons and discussions that are mentioned regarding this. The first one, we see Rashi right away brings a teaching from the Sifri that Rabbi Yosef says, Ma ro hanesim leisnadev kam betchila. Why did the Nesim find it necessary for themselves to be the first ones to volunteer a korban in the Mishkan? And the question is specifically stronger because when it came to the Nedava mentioned in Parshas Truma and the Tzaveh, the Nesim were the last ones to bring their Nedavos to the point that their donations were absolutely not necessary. Another point which is worth focusing on is what were their korbanos. The korbanos of the Nesim were given in abundance. It wasn't just one korban, one thing, but rather was given in a lot. We see it starting from the beginning, how so many were brought together, and then every day each one of the Nesim brought his korbanos. It was given in abundance. And this is standing actually in stark contrast to the avodah of Aaron HaKohen, which is mentioned in the beginning of next week's Parsha. The job of Aaron HaKohen was just to light the candles. The same job, seemingly a small, minor job in the Beis HaMikdash. Yes, with great importance and significance, but the job itself wasn't something that was given in abundance, but very small and specific. And indeed, in Chassidus, there is a focus on this idea and the difference between the avodah of the Nesim and the avodah of Aaron HaKohen. This is mentioned in Ma'amorim and Samech Vav and other places as well. The different avodas and the different impacts that they had on the Jewish people. But again, the question would be, why is it that the Nesim brought in the korbanos in such abundance and not just one korban and that's it? And there is a sikha from the Rebbe about the first detail mentioned, which perhaps can shed light on the avodah of the Nesim over here altogether and what the job, the tafkid of a Nasi is. The Rebbe explains that in regards to the need that the Nesim had over here to bring the Nedavos first is because the Nesim felt that their lack of donation was a mistake. Why was it a mistake? Because obviously the reason why they didn't give a donation at the beginning, when the Eden were giving the donations earlier in Chumash Shmos, is because they thought that was the right job. Why was it the right job? Because they felt that as a job, as a Nasi, they should let the Yidden be first in giving donations. And only if something else is necessary, only then they will give their part. They felt that their job is to let the Yidden do what they need to do, and it's not necessarily their job to come first and perhaps take away from the opportunity of other Yidden to perform what they need to do. However, they realized there was a mistake over here. And the reason this was a mistake is because actually a Nasi, a leader, has two separate jobs. One job is to inspire, to allow for others to perform what they need to do. But sometimes the job of a Nasi is not just that, as the Rebbe emphasizes, but rather the job of a Nasi is to lead. Lead by action. Make sure that things get done. And the Nesim realized that had they given the donations first, had they been the first one to give what they need to give, this perhaps could have been something that had an impact on the entire process of how donations were given to the Beis HaMikdash. It would have been quicker. And that would also ultimately bring quicker the kapara on Chet HaEgel, which that was the purpose at the time. Therefore, the Nesim, when it came to the Chanukah Samizbeach, the Chanukah Samishkan, which we discussed in this week's Parsha, they felt like they need to come and lead. They need to be the ones coming and bringing a korban first before the Yidden. Based on this concept, and connecting this with what's mentioned in Chassidus also about the reason that the Nesim brought their korbanos in abundance, we can see a phenomenal idea about the job of a Nasi, the tafkid of a Nasi, what a Nasi is here to do. In Chassidus is explained that the reason the Nesim brought the korbanos over here in abundance is because being that they were here to be choynech the Mizbeach, to start the avodah of the Mizbeach, they had to do it in a way which will actually pave the way and enable the avodah to continue in a strong sense. In Chassidus is brought a mashal about how when we come to entice a child to learn Torah or to do something positive, we come with encouragement. We come with and give prizes, and you encourage them in different ways to do something in the beginning in a stronger way. So this way, at the end, indeed, he's going to come and he's going to be doing it on his own. In the words of Rashi later, Shalev Esoilom Me'eleo, but the idea is to actually pave the way and give the encouragement and create the excitement for a child to do what he needs to do. Same concept we see over here. That when it came to Chanukas HaMizbeach, the Nesim saw it, that their job now is to lead. Their job now is to pave the way and to actually give the Yidin the koyach and to be inspired and to bring korbanos and to do what needs to be done. And that is actually the connection that comes between these two details that we see in regards to Chanukas HaMizbeach. First, the Nesim saw it indeed necessary for them to bring the korbanos first. And not only they brought it first, but they also brought it in abundance. And the idea again is in one. Their job over here was to lead. Their job over here as a Nasi was to pave the way and create an inspiration and give the Yidin the koyach to indeed move forward and do what they need to do in the avodah of the korbanos, which obviously is the avodah of a person connecting to the Eibishter.